The galaxy thought they had crushed humanity. Our armies scattered, our fleets broken, our archives burned. But humanity's strength was never just in ships or steel. It was in something no empire could destroy. An old man with ink-stained fingers sat in a prison camp, whispering stories to alien children. And from those whispers, entire worlds would rise. Before we dive in, please like and subscribe, and tell us where you're watching from. Now, settle in for the tale of the Librarian of War. The fires of Earth's last libraries smoldered for months. Black smoke curled into a bruised sky, where the banners of the Cathari Dominion hung like funeral cloth. Their ships prowled the atmosphere, vast triangles of silver that blotted out the sun. To them, victory was complete. Humanity, stubborn and wild, had finally been tamed. Or so they thought. Jonah Hale sat quietly on a bench of broken stone, watching ash drift in the wind. He was thin, his shoulders stooped, his gray hair more wild than combed. His hands bore the stains of 1,000 books, ink that never fully faded. To the Cathari, he was unremarkable. A prisoner of war, too old to fight, too quiet to threaten. They herded him and thousands of others into work camps. But Jonah carried something in his chest that no plasma rifle could burn: memory. The Cathari guards did not notice the way he lingered at night, gathering the youngest of their prisoners close. Human children, frightened and hollow-eyed, clung to his words like lifelines. And slowly, alien children began to gather too. Thin-skinned Yirans, with eyes like glass marbles, scaled vrothy cubs whose parents served in the Dominion's armies. Jonah spoke softly, but every syllable struck with the force of artillery. He told them of Odysseus, who braved endless seas. He told them of Harriet Tubman, who led her people through shadows toward freedom. He spoke of planets spinning in the dark, where humans raised cities out of mud, and of moments when all seemed lost, until someone whispered, "No more." The alien children listened, at first out of curiosity, then out of hunger, and finally out of need. In the command tent of Sector 12, Captain Relkar of the Cathari received troubling reports. His soldiers muttered that discipline among alien auxiliaries was slipping. Work quotas went unmet. Patrols found children hiding scraps of paper scrawled with symbols they couldn't read. "What is this nonsense?" Relkar hissed, his barbed crest twitching. "Humans are broken. Their words are meaningless." But one of his advisors shifted uneasily. "With respect, sir, it spreads, like infection. They call the old one the Keeper." Relkar dismissed it with laughter. Yet weeks later, entire units of alien conscripts began to disobey orders. When interrogated, they said the same thing. "We remember what he told us." Jonah never raised a weapon. His battles were fought beneath the barracks lamps, his only tools a cracked voice and a memory of stories too stubborn to die. He taught the Yiran cubs to recite lines of defiance. He showed the vrothy children how to carve symbols into wood, each one carrying a shard of meaning. And slowly, the prison camp itself changed. Where silence once reigned, whispers stirred. Where fear bound every movement, laughter began to ripple. The guards noticed the change but could not pinpoint the cause. One night, as storm winds lashed the camp, Jonah stood and faced the frightened crowd. He told them of Prometheus, who stole fire from the gods. "They will always fear you," Jonah said softly, "because you carry fire inside." The aliens looked at one another with wide eyes, and something ancient and dangerous sparked awake. The first uprising came on the planet Vera. Alien children, barely taller than rifles, refused to salute the Dominion banners. They whispered Jonah's words in their mother tongues. "We are the fire they cannot put out." Their parents soon followed. By the time the Dominion realized, an entire sector was in revolt. Jonah never saw Vera, but his stories traveled there in the mouths of children who had once sat at his feet. Each tale became a seed, and every seed grew wild. The Cathari Council convened in panic. Their supreme warlord, Zedran the Unyielding, slammed his claws onto the council table. "How?" he thundered. "Does one frail human sow rebellion across half the quadrant?" No answer satisfied him. Their fleets still ruled the skies. Their weapons could still tear moons apart. And yet, the galaxy seemed to slip from their grasp, undone not by fleets, but by memory. One advisor muttered, "Perhaps it is their true weapon. Not steel, but story." Meanwhile, Jonah aged further. His hair went to snow, his hands trembled, but his eyes still burned with quiet fire. The children called him Grandfather of Voices. When Dominion officers finally came for him, dragging him from the barracks into the floodlights, he looked at them not with fear, but with calm patience. "You think to silence me," he said. "But stories are like stars. Even when they burn out, their light travels on." They exiled him to a barren rock on the edge of known space, hoping he would wither alone. Instead, smugglers found him. Rebels carried him from world to world, asking him to speak. On mining asteroids, on forgotten moons, in hidden basements where whispers meant death, Jonah told humanity's tales, and the galaxy listened. The final battle came not in space, but in spirit. As Dominion fleets closed around the rebel stronghold of Arcanis Prime, their soldiers hesitated. Reports said some refused to fire. Others turned their guns on their commanders. Entire crews abandoned ships, whispering, "We remember." When the Dominion's warlord demanded their obedience, what answered him was not plasma fire, but 1,000 alien voices chanting human words. A galaxy united by memory. Jonah Hale did not live to see the Dominion fall. He died quietly in the arms of those who once listened as children, now grown into leaders. His funeral was held under 3 suns, with banners of 100 species gathered. On the largest flag, stitched in dozens of languages, was a single phrase he repeated often: "They can burn the books, but they cannot burn the stories." That was the Librarian of War. A reminder that humanity's greatest strength has never been its weapons. It's the fire we pass from voice to voice, generation to generation. If you felt the spark of Jonah Hale's story, make sure you subscribe and tell us in the comments where you're watching from. Because stories, after all, are only alive when they're shared.